Hello? Is this thing on? Oh, geez, I hope so. Okay. This is the first time I've streamed. Well, that's not true. I streamed on YouTube like a year ago on a different channel. But anyways, I don't really know how it works. I just tried to set up all my alerts and stuff, so hopefully that worked. Anyways, this is what we're going to be working on today. Already did another one. I have a customer's one stress testing right now. Let's see if that actually works still. Okay. This one. Oh, geez. It appears to not be working. Well, that's what I get for not testing. Hit this one. Okay, what if I do the good old unpluggy pluggy? Okay. Oh, shit! It worked! Okay, cool. Anyways. There's the customer's SNES. Can you hear it with this one? Apparently not. That's fine, though. So, anyways, I'm gonna be RGB modding this SNES you see here, over there, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm also gonna refurbish it and stuff. I don't know how discoverability is on YouTube or anything. I posted this everywhere where I could think to, so we'll see what happen if, huh? There's the volume. It's already down very low. As long as you guys can hear me, though, that's all that really matters. If you guys can hear me. Okay. So, let's just start with this, huh? So I already tested it. This is how it came to me, too. I bought it kind of cheap off eBay, working. And they were not lying. It works. So that's good, huh? So let's take it apart with the driver that I totally know exactly where it is. If I see the one, whoa! I've had these things for like a decade. Don't worry. Okay. This is the first time I've ever taken this one apart, ever. So I have to get used to doing this with the camera again. I've done numerous streams of this on my Twitch channel, and that's always really fun, but I wanted to create a YouTube channel with like a focus on what I work on and just like old obsolete technology. Like I have a Laserdisc player, that's cool. And then I want to film an unboxing of a basically new in-box HD DVD player. I have a HD DVD player on a shelf over. You might. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. It's this guy. That's an HD DVD player that I have to refurbish. That might be fun to stream. But I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. So this is what we're going to install in here alongside brand new capacitors and everything. But I built this by hand last night. Wow. Okay, let's see how much of a pile of shit is. Okay, there's a dust bunny there. Ew. Ew, I'm just gonna throw that on the floor because I have to vacuum in here anyways. Other than that, though, it looks pretty clean. Every single time I open one of these up, this line of capacitors, it's either like perfect or it's all fucked like this. It's so weird. But anyways, okay. Let's unscrew it, the motherboard from the shell. I have to find the right bit though. Are you ready? Okay. You'll have to excuse the nails on my right hand. I play guitar. I use those as picks and stuff. I think it's called finger picking. I don't know. I'm kidding. That's exactly what it's called. Don't worry, it's not just going to be my hand the whole time. But when I'm screwing stuff, it might be. Okay? Okay. What I should do is turn on my desolder gun. I'm going to do that. Hopefully the compressor is still working good. My audio compressor and stuff. So you won't be able to hear it because I have a space heater at my feet. That's weird. It's like kind of... See that? It's like kind of bent. I've never really seen that. I wonder if that was from the factory. Because it doesn't seem like this thing has been opened before. Like all the screws feel factory and it doesn't look like anyone's been in it. I have something gross on my hands. Did the dust bunny get on my head? Okay, we're good. So I might try and flatten that a little bit here. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna scoot up more. Okay. Just making sure you guys can see all of this. Okay. Put the shell aside. Whoa. Ew. Whoa. So take this off. There you go. There's your SNES Jr. Your good old one chip right here. Even though there's a bunch of chips. It's good. It's a one chip anyways. So now I'm going to unscrew the heat sink. The screw is always a pain in the ass. At least with this driver that I have for me. Okay, got it. I hope it looks good. It should. Because it's just 1080p 30. Shit, I could stream in 4K on YouTube, but my internet won't let me. Okay, here, let's see. Look at that beautiful cap job from the factory, I'm assuming. Yep, it is. You can tell because the legs to the caps are kind of long. So I'm going to trim all of those off. And it's going to be pretty cool beans, I hope. I don't know. So I'm going to get my flush cutties. Probably zoom in a little bit. On her, okay. That voltage regulator almost doesn't look like a factory install with how the flux is, but it probably is. Anyways. Cutting off all the leggies to the caps. That one's gotta be kind of short. That's weird. Anyways. I'm covering it with my finger so a piece doesn't fly off and hit me in the eyeball, because that would not be fun. It probably says, yeah, right here. Come on, camera, you can do it. Use safety glasses. So I'm using my finger instead. Okay. Got all the leggies trimmed off, so now I should probably turn on my soldering iron. Now I'm going to add fresh solder. Solder? Solder? Where are you from? Anyways, to all the leggies. I'll use this. This is a less ugly pointing finger. And then I will desolder them. But before I touch leaded solder, I'm going to take another drink of water. So I'm all nice and hydrated for the stream. You know what I mean? Oh, I need to tell my computer that it's okay to spin up the fans. Okay, there we go. Turbo mode. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So hopefully the iron is hot. Should I test it on my hand? I'm not gonna do that, do I? Okay, so let's grab the solder. And then I'm just gonna add a dab of fresh solder to each of these little joints. If it wants to cooperate, it doesn't look like it wants to cooperate very much. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. I just figured that I would try to give YouTube streaming a chance. Kind of like a fresh start or something. And just see what it's like. See what goes on after like a month. But anyways, if anyone's wondering, the reason why I'm adding fresh solder to these is to make it easier to desolder. Because I'm sure that the solder used on this board was unleaded. And this is leaded. That's why I'm gonna have to wash my hands after I'm done with this part. And not touch my face with my lead contaminated fingertips. But I could do it with my left hand all I want so far. Okay, so now we have a desolder gun. It might be due for a tube cleaning here really soon. But I hope not. So, what I do, there's like a million different ways to skin a cat, right? Right? Am I right? Okay, so I just have light pressure down on this cap this way. And then I'm going to put the desolder gun up here on this joint right here. And I'm going to melt the solder and then pull the cap out and then suck it. And that hole is nice and clean. And then I'm going to grab the cap and then do the same thing basically. I'm going to put it on the joint and I'm going to twist and pull and it's out. And then I'm going to suck it. Oh, that didn't work. I think we might almost be clogged here, everyone. Here, I'll spin the filter around. Maybe that'll help. We'll do this. Okay. Please work. It doesn't sound like it. It still sounds kind of backed up. Where did my solder tippy cleany thingy go? Okay, ready? I'm gonna jam this down the barrel. But it might be, well, it's probably just a filter. Here, let's give it another shot. Okay, that one cleaned up. Hopefully this one will then, the one that didn't before. Can you see this? I hope so. Okay. That one's not wanting to come clean. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure I do have to clean this. I should have done that before stream because it is a process. Okay, we'll speed clean it. Are you ready? I'm gonna bring this all the way out. Almost all the way out. Okay. So it's still on. This is still at 350 degrees Celsius. So if you ever do this, please be terribly careful as I burn myself on stream. And I'm gonna pull this out of here. And now I definitely can't touch my face at all because there's gonna be solder everywhere. But the barrel's clean. So I'll put that back in its holster so that I don't hurt myself. I wonder if there's any sort of easy receptacle I can grab to get all of this solder into. Solder? It's not looking like it because I usually just go over to the trash can and do this. But, I mean, this should be good, right? Okay, so there's a spring in here with a metal stopper and then the filter right there. Oh God, it's gonna shoot up. So yeah, that's all just solder that I have sucked before. There you go. I'm sure it's just the filter that got clogged though. sure what it seems like. So, let's see if I can salvage this filter a little better. I'm going to try and just peel a little bit off. Nope, we're just going to have to use a new filter. Okay. So I got like one of the cheapest desolder guns that you can get on Amazon. They all just fell out. But these are the filters that I use. They're quite a bit thicker. This is even thicker than the ones that came with this gun. But this is what they actually come. So I just like peel them in half. So let's get all this junk off of here. Ooh. Ooh, yep, definitely can't touch my face at all now. Except like with the back of my wrist or something. I would really recommend wearing gloves while doing this. That's what I should be doing, but it's okay. It's all good. Okay, so now I'm going to get the springy back on the plasticky part. Okay, we got it. And then we'll put the metal stoppery part in. And then we'll put the filter in. And hopefully it sucks a lot gooder. Now this part's really scary. Okay, so this mat is a temperature resistant mat up to a lot. I don't know exactly how much. Okay, I'm just going to do this off camera so I don't burn myself. Okay, I got it started. There we go. Is it actually sucking better? Yes, okay. You can hear the air a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to vacuum this stuff up now. If I can reach my hand vac with my headset on. I don't think I can. Okay. This thing isn't the greatest. It's not sucking those big pieces up. This is going very poorly. Okay, we'll just do the good old-fashioned sweep it into my hand. But I'll use a paper towel. And then I can clean my mat later, obviously. But this is all just leaded solder. It's not really that good for you at all. But it's okay, we burned leaded gasoline for decades. And everyone's fine. Oh, there's a capacitor like stuck in the bottom of my mat. Okay. My chair leg never ceases to get stuck in things. Okay. Should we see if that fixed it? Let's see. I just gotta never touch my face. Okay, we're ready? Is this thing on? Yeah, there we go. That hole's nice and clean. I'm sitting like a gremlin. Okay. So let's see if we can get this one clean right there. The tip of my thumb. Nope, I'm gonna have to reapply solder on there. So you can do that with a soldering iron or a desolder gun. Probably won't be able to see it very well. But, oh, look, a fresh, beautiful joint that I can actually hopefully grab with this thing. That one's just being really stubborn. So I'll show you what I do when they're really stubborn. I just try again. So more fresh solder, cleaning the tip of the desolder gun. And then I'm just going to hold it on there for longer. How's that? Really saturate that via with some heat. Beautimous. Nice and clean. So then we'll just go on down the line. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'll try and do it so where you can see it better, but it makes it a lot harder to do it. Okay, that one's clean. That one's clean. That was, they don't put a cap in the North American units there. But when I recap it, I always put it there. And everything's fine. So here's a voltage regulator. Melt it, swirl it around, and suck. Same here, the middle leg. If I did it perfectly, it should just fall out. I don't think it's going to, though. It's like barely stuck on some of these other ones. Like right there. Hello. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wiggle it. There we go. There it is. There it is. Woo! Okay, so now on down the line with the caps. So I'm melting it, and then I'm pulling the leg out. If I could get this on camera. And then sucking. Melting. Pulling. Sucking. Probably can't hear the desolder gun actually sucking when I pull the trigger because of the audio compressor that I have on here. Is that one fully sucked? Not really. We can resuck this last one here. There is a hole through, but I want to make it easy to install the cap. Probably time to clear the barrel with this thing. Nope, never mind, it's good. See, when it goes all the way in like that, it's nice and cleared, so. So now we have those caps left. So I'm just gonna grab onto them. And then twisty pull. That one's out. Next one, grab, twisty pull. Twisty pull, suck. Melt, twisty pull, suck. Yeah, okay, all those are clear so far. And there you go. All the holes are nice and cleared, I'll tell you what. So now I can turn this noisy desolder gun off, because it should be the last time that we need it for this, unless I really messed something up. Okay, get the hoses out of the way. Okay, so there's all the caps. All nice and good. So now what I'm going to do is clean the top of the board really quick. Even though it's pretty clean, we'll just give it a light spritzing. You know what I mean? We'll grab some isopropyl alcohol I have in a spray bottle. And then we'll just clean where those caps are going to go. That way, at least that part's all nice and clean. And then the board's a lot easier to clean with the caps out of the way too. So, try and get it as clean as I can here. Let's call that pretty good. Okay, so now we'll start putting caps in there and we'll solder. How's that? So we'll start with C15 and then work our way this way. And I believe C15 is a 47 microfarad. So I'll grab my 47 microfarad caps. Look at my great handwriting. Here, let's see. So I grabbed me a 47 25 volt, even though it calls for a 16 volt. You can go over the voltage, but you got to make sure that the capacitance is the same. And this SNES Jr. is super easy because the negative side faces the cartridge port on all the caps. So you can see the negative side right there. It's the stripey, and it's also labeled positive towards the power port. And with capacitors, the longer leg is typically almost always positive, and then of course the stripe is negative with these kinds of caps. Okay, cool. So let's put her in there. So I just put her in there, and then I push down, but I angle the cap away from where the heat sink is going to go, just because it looks nice and it keeps them away from a heat source, even though these are rated way above what they're ever going to see unless they're in a house fire or something. But these ones are rated for 105 degrees Celsius. And I put them down in there, and they stay typically. So now we'll just solder this guy on her. Ready? Okay. I should put these filters away before they run off somewhere. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. Whoa, did you see that? Whoa, I soldered it. Beautimus. Now, I don't know how close I can get in on those joints, but nice and shiny and pretty. And then we're just going to go down the line. So I believe the next one, C14, that's a 33. Yep. Oh, geez. My dumbass put this in backwards last time. Okay, so we're going to need some of these 10s, but 33. And it says 25 volt, so I'm going to put a 33, 35 in there, like this. Whoa, pretty. So we'll just put that guy in there. Same things as I said before, and then I push it down, angle it away from where the heat sink's gonna be. Beautimus, and then we'll solder it in place. And then now for the beak boy. That's a 1000 microfarad. The beak boy. 1025, I believe that's what this one is rated for. Whoa, so we'll just put this guy in here. Negative sides towards the cartridge port. And then I hold it with my fingy. I do a little hold like this and push it up. And then I grab these and I bend them down so it stays. Whoa. And then we solder it in there. Easy peasy squeezy lemon. Okay. And then we'll go with C9, which I believe is at 2.2. Yep, 2.250 volt. And here's another opportunity to teach people about cut tape if they don't know. You can buy capacitors in cut tape. That's what this is. Cut tape. So when I very first started, like a fool, like somebody who didn't know any better, I would take these and rip them out of the tape. But it's called cut tape for a reason. So grab your flush cutties, and then you cut the capacitor out of it. Whoa. What a novel idea. I don't know where I just put that container. Here I am making fun of fools, and I just did something dumb. It's okay, I'll find it. Okay, so this guy's a little harder. There's whole kinds of different lead spacings and stuff. So I'm gonna have to hold this guy in here because I typically don't like bending the leads like this one. I just don't. That's just me. It's harder to take them out, especially when you really bend them down. Like this one wouldn't be too bad to remove with the desolder gun. But if you get something like a Sega Genesis, they're really hard to remove with the desolder gun without ripping the pads. I'll probably do a stream on a Genesis sometime. I have one to refurbish. So, I'm going to put them in there and try and hold them at an angle. Like these. I'm going to hold her. I'm going to hold it lie up. Try and match the angle of the other ones as close as I can while holding it. I'm going to get the soldering iron and put some solder on the tip, and then we're just going to tack it in there. Zip-boop. That's not an angle. Ah! Ah! I didn't hold it in long enough like a scrub lord. So now we got to clean this hole again, but I don't want to turn on my desolder gun for that. So I can demonstrate some solder wick usage. So I get some fat tweezies. Some fat tweezies like these. And then I hold the wick with the tweezies. And then I put it over where we got to desolder. We could probably get a little tighter on this one. So we got to desolder that. So I'll put it over it and apply even downward force. And then you can see the wick suck up the solder, and I remove both at the same time. And the hole's clear again. Wow. So you don't need a desolder gun, but if you're doing a lot of desoldering, they're invaluable. They're so useful. Okay, so let's try this again. We'll get this cap in here, and I won't mess it up like a scrub lord. Okay, holding it at an angle, getting some solder on the tip, and then don't burn your thumb. Tack it in, wait till it's solid, and then you can let go. And that's too much of an angle for my liking. This doesn't really matter at all. You saw how the factory install was, and that ran totally fine. Because that heatsink doesn't really get very hot at all. I just like installing these this way because it looks good. So there's that guy in there. So now we'll keep going on down the line. There's C16 and 17, which are 33s, which I already have here on the workbench. I need to order more of these because I'm running out. I like to have them more full than this. So here's two 33s. Put that back. Oh, okay, we're good. And back it out a little bit. Okay. So here we go. Negative side towards the cartridge slot. Push her in there. And match it up with that other cap. Same angle and everything ish. Beautiful. And since they're both the same value, let's do it again. I was looking through the YouTube categories, and I don't really know where to put this stream at because there's no official retro category in like YouTube gaming, which I think is lame. So anyways, we'll just get these guys in here. Hey. Finish with this guy. Okay, cold beans. Those are all in there and good. So now, C59 and 58 as they're labeled on the board, I believe are 10 microfarad. They are. Beautiful. So I'll grab this. And I'm really running low on these because most of these are Rubicons rated for 50 volts, which is way higher than what I need because the schematics call for 16 volt. And that's probably overspec too. But anyways, so I'm putting 25 volt. Just slightly overspec it. Just cause, you know? Just cause you can. And cause caps are cheap. That was a... Yeah, okay, 10, 25. Always check your work. Okay, I'm looking for another one. Because most of these are 50 volts. Not like it would hurt, but oh, this one. Okay. 1025. Correct. Okay, then we'll get those settled. And I'll get the next cap ready because I know what it is. It's a 220, 6.3. So we can just put that guy in there too. Okay. Let's get these guys tacked in. This song's so cool. If anyone's curious, this is the Art of Rally soundtrack. I don't know if I'll get a copyright strike or not, but I don't really care because the soundtrack's cool as fuck. Okay. So there we go. All the caps in. We are missing the voltage regulator, but I'm going to install that after I clip all these leads down here. But I'm just inspecting them, making sure all the joints are beautiful, and they are. Even though I'm going to go over them again after this because I'm a weirdo. And I love the joints looking as beautiful as they can. Most especially with something that I'm going to be selling. So, yeah. But I don't know what it is. There's just something about working on these juniors that I love so much. I don't know why, but I do. Okay. So there we go, all clipped. But, you could see, like, the flush cut marks. So what I do, which is completely unnecessary, mind you, is I go back over them one more time with the iron, because it cleans up the flush cut marks on the solder. So, this is completely unnecessary, again, but it's just something that I like doing, because it makes it look just that much better. Until the joints start going a little cold, so I use some flux on there. Whoa. Flux helps the solder flow, so I'm just going to put it everywhere here. So I'm going to clean this off anyways. And yeah, it makes your joints look super nice and shiny and pretty, and yeah. Okay, there we go. So now we'll install the voltage regulator. So the one that we pulled out of there is one of these guys. This is an old one, not as efficient as the new and improved one that I'm going to put in there. I'm going to put in, that was a 7805, and this one is a L78SO5CV. These run a little cooler, and they're heftier and more reliable, and all of that kind of stuff. So we got to get it lined up there. But we'll notice in the heat sink that it goes in, there's a little bracket to support it, stop it, and a hole that you screw right there. So it's flush with the heatsink, so it transfers heat better. I've never put paste on the back of these with one of these heat sinks just because it doesn't. I've left them running like overnight, and then you can touch the heatsink all day, and it's fine. Okay, so here we go. Gonna line it up. Probably back it out. Wowee. So I just line it up there, ish, kinda, and then spin it around, and then here's where you really line up the holes. See? Wow. So I'm gonna screw those in there. The screws into the holes. Boop, found it. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. here with me right now or watching this in the future somehow. Okay, so heat sink's all ready. So then we gotta line this guy up in these little holes right here. I'll try and do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it on camera, so I'll just try and do it blind, looking at the. Nope. Oh shit! Actually, oh, we're so close. Okay, I'm gonna grab my fat tweezies. I never do it this way, but I want to try and like show it on the camera. Get in the bucket. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's all lined up. It's in the holes. So now we just gotta screw it in place with the most temperamental screw in this system for me and this specific driver. If I use a different driver, it's really easy, but I hope you can see that. Could you? Kind of. Okay. So I do it this way, so it's like perfectly lined up when I solder it in here. And we don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. So these legs, leads, whatever, are a little bit more beefy. So I'm gonna put some flux down. And then we'll just go one at a time. Nice and easy peasy. So I start with this one. Probably use a little more. Then go to the middle one. And then the last one. And then I always check and make sure they're even looking-ish. And then even them up, even though it really doesn't matter. I just want it to look good. As long as they're in there solid, you really don't have to worry about it. But those look nice and solid and shiny to me. So now, the fun part, not really. So I'm gonna get the solder a little bit out of the way, and then we're gonna clean it because there's a whole lot of gooey flux on there, see? Ew, we don't want that. Plus, we're putting the mod board right here. So we want to make sure this is completely clean before we seat the mod board right there. And I'm going to turn my iron off because I'm going to switch to a little tip for the next portion. But anyways, I'm going to turn the fan on so I don't breathe in a whole bunch of fumes. Okay, and then you're ready. Whoa, that's a lot of isopropyl, bud. It's a lot of flux though too, so I'm gonna grab my little brush, my brush. And we're gonna brush. Probably gonna have to get my thicker brush out, my stiffer brush, I should say. Anyways, let's just go over it once for this. Brush, and then I spray again. Help rinse the flux that you brought up with that, and then we'll grab the stiffer brush and go over the parts where you can see burnt flux on there. Okay, should be good. And then we'll and then I get a rag and I make sure it's all nice and dry. Can you see that me and my cat have fun? It's my fault. I play too much with her. Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure this looks nice and shiny, most especially around the multi-out pins, because that's where the mod board is gonna go. So we'll make sure it's all nice and pretty. And it is. No more flux. So, where did that mod board go? Wasn't I showing it earlier? Yes. So here we go. Again, I put this together with my own bare hands. I ordered the PCBs, and then I populate them with all of these little super teeny components. So yeah. And then you gotta isolate the back. See how it says isolate this side? That's so you don't short any of these vias with anything down here. So we'll put it in place here. Okay, it's sometimes with these boards, Let's zoom in. Let's see how I can illustrate this. So you see these two pins right here? And if you look real close, you can see there's a bridge with those pins. Come on, camera. There's a bridge across those pins. Those are the ground pins. It's okay that they're bridged, but sometimes that bridge gets in the way of seating the board really flush. So, I'm going to turn my iron on again, wait for it to get hot. I'm going to put some flux right there, and we're going to try and at least make that bridge a lot smaller, or hopefully clear it all the way up. That way I can get this seated on here better. So yeah. I'm just waiting for it to warm up now. I wish I could work on these like every day. Like do one of these a day. It'd be so much fun. But I'm up to a couple times a week with them, between like getting them ready to sell or having customers send theirs in for this treatment. So that's cool. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna touch it to that pen. That's not wanting to clear it all. Okay, we'll just put it down there. That's something I should have noticed when I had the desolder gun out. But that's really not going to want to clear up very much. There we go. Never mind. I got it. Okay, now I just got to make sure that all of these look good. But the bridge is gone. So I just want to make sure there's still enough solder on there. So it mounts to the board nice. There's too much solder on this one. That's going to make it a little harder. Okay, flux. I usually don't have to do this. I usually don't have to worry about this at all. But sometimes you do. Okay, this one could use a little more. So put that one. But yeah, I'm just touching these up just to make sure this thing is in the best shape that it can be. I don't know if you can even see that, but hopefully, huh? Okay, so now we gotta clean the skin. God dang it. I'm gonna turn this off. And then we'll do a brush. I should use the thick one. But so here we go. I'll use it. Okay, beautiful. Now the mod board will sit much more nicely on there. Okay, it's nice and clean. We turned the tip off, but it's still really hot. I'm gonna switch the tip out right now. So this is how I do it. I don't know how other people do it, but I only got one really good iron, so this is the one I'm gonna use. I get big tweezies. Look at these big tweezies. Needle nose pliers. And I unthread it here. And then carefully take it off. It's real hot. Take this off, put it up here. It's gonna be fine there. This is, again, a heat-resistant mat. And then put the other tip on there. And then all with the pliers. Remember, kids, we don't want to burn our hands. It's not fun, I hear. I've only burned myself once soldering. And it was because I did something really dumb. Yeah, I didn't even scar from it, but it was right here. Okay, so we got that new tip on. So we're going to turn the iron on, wait for it to heat up. And in the meantime, we can seat this mod board where it's going to live. Make sure the cat hair's out of the way. Make sure the back is relatively clean. It sure is. Okay, so here we go. Just gonna line up the holes there. Wow. Wow, so pretty, huh? Okay, so hopefully this is hot enough, but we can put flux here. Flux, more flux, wow, beautiful. So now I'll tack it in place and make sure it's all straight and stuff, which again doesn't matter very much, but I just want it to look good. Okay, so there we go, it's tacked it into place. Looks pretty solid to me. Might be a little uneven, I don't know. Here, let's see. Don't burn your fingies, kids. Okay. So there we go. It's all tacked in, ready to go. So we'll just keep going on down the line. I'm going to turn the heat up on my iron as well, because when we get to those ground pins that were bridged together, those soak a lot of heat because they're the ground pins. They're connected to the ground plane in the PCB. So they soak lots of heat. I'll tell you what. So we'll just put this one in over here. Beautiful. Go down there. Beautiful. Wow. Can you see this okay? And then these are the ground pins. Easy peasy. I just try and make sure that all these joints look really good. Nice round, beautiful joint. Okay. You can actually probably put a little bit more on these ones, just a little bit, just to make it look nice. Okay, cool beans. Nice, beautiful joint. So now that guy's seated. So now for the next part of the mod that I do. There are different ways to do this as well. But anyways, here's capacitor 11. Sometimes this capacitor becomes out of spec, or it's just not in spec in the first place. And you'll get very minor ghosting artifacts with the RGB mod. So what I do is replace it with a 47 microfarad capacitor right here. Same size and everything. So I'll first we'll remove this one, and then get it out of the cut tape there, or peel tape, whatever it's called. I don't really know. But this is how I'm going to remove it. So I just kind of cleaned my tip here, and I'm going to touch the top of the cap, and then put some solder on, and then the bottom, and put some more solder on, and then go back and forth and float it right off there. And there we have the old cap. On my fingertip. That's how small they are. And then now we're going to replace it. But before I do that, we'll go over those two incredibly small little pads. Make sure they have a good amount of leaded solder on there. I need some flux. Okay. Now we'll get this cap out of here. There are many ways to do this as well, and I do not recommend what I'm doing right now, which is putting it on your fingertip like that. I recommend getting your tweezers, and then here, let's see if I can demonstrate this at all. I just have to find my angled tweezers. I don't know where they went. I usually don't use them. I usually use the straight ones like this. But anyways, I just found them. So what I would recommend doing, we just put flux down there. Freaking cat hair. Okay. So just get your tweezers in the flux, and then while it's in the cut tape, you would touch the capacitor, and it sticks to it like that. Whoa. Whoa. So anyways, I'm going to put it where it should live, and then I'm going to do this. You can do this with hot air. You could do it with your iron. I'm going to try it with my iron because it's a lot less noisy, and once you get good at it, it's faster too. So I'm going to touch that part. It's not going to work now that I'm doing this on camera. Okay. So that looks terrible. It's in there though. I don't know how much of that you can see, but it's misaligned and the joints look like ass. So I'm going to use more flux. I'm going to touch that top joint again, and then bottom one, top one, bottom one. I should have just used hot air. The last time I did this, though, on the last install, like right before I started this stream, it went perfectly. But there we go. We got it mostly lined up there. So now I'm going to find my tweezies. And then I'm going to hold it down. We'll do that same thing, and hopefully we can get it even more lined up. Nope, I just misaligned it more. This is not going very well. So this is how not you do this. I'm just going to use hot air. I can show you how to do it with hot air pretty easy. Okay. So the cap's there. Mildly embarrassing. So we'll redo the pads with fresh, beautiful flux and solder. And then we'll get the cap up there. Luckily, it's very sticky because of all the flux that I was using. And get it mostly lined up on top of the pads. And then we're going to use hot air. So here's my hot air gun. And then I'm going to turn on. It's at 389 degrees Celsius. At the lowest fan speed it'll go. And I'm just going to hold it on this cap until we see the cap get sucked onto those pads when the solder gets molten. Can you see this? As good as you're going to be able to with my camera setup anyways. But yeah, once the solder goes molten, the surface tension will grab it. And then we can finagle it into its final resting place. Come on now, any day now. Anyways, this is a skill that requires lots of patience. I can tell you that much. Okay, so the solder is molten. We'll just aid it into place there. Remove the hot air, and it will solidify, and that'll look almost factory, pretty much. The way that I should have tried in the first place. But it is perfectly mounted right there. So yeah, okay. Now we can start running the wires to the board. I wish I would have done the hot air in the first place. I'm a fool. But we're okay. But yeah, that looks really good. I know it's probably pretty hard to see, but it's beautiful. Okay, so now for running the C-Sync and the RGB lines up to the board. So on the SNES Jr, this is where they live, right here. Right above that cap that I just changed. So you got blue, green, red, this little via, we don't worry about. And then this next one is C-Sync. So I'm going to grab my wire that my cat almost completely unspooled when she grabbed it and tried to run away. We'll probably zoom out a little bit. And then we'll strip that wire. I'll tell you what. We'll strip it really good. Boop. So I stripped it. And then I'm going to jam it in that C-sink hole. I'll tell you what. So it's going to be this hole right here. You ready? I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. I don't know how well I'll be able to see it. Okay, I jammed it in the hole. It's in there. So while I'm still holding it, I bend it down with that finger. And then I hold it with my thumbnail. That way it's nice and seated in there. And then I grab the flux. There are many different ways to do this. Again, but this is the wire that I have, so I do them one at a time, and I do it from the via to the board. That way I can get the shortest possible run, the most easy for me. Anyways, so there's that, and we'll have the solder right there. Grab your iron, clean the tip up, and then just put a little dab of it on there, and then tack this guy into place. And of course, inspect your work. I'm going to put just a little more if I can. I don't like how that looks. I mean, it's totally electrically and mechanically fine. I just want the joint to look really pretty, and now it does. I don't know how well you can see that, but I could show you how strong the joint is. You can pick up the board with it. You ready? Boop. So then we'll run it to the C-sink. Right up there. So I grab it and hold it kind of taut. And then I clip the wire with my flush cuts about right there. And then we grab the strippies. And then we strip it. We'll strip it a little more. And then what I do is I put flux on the pad that I'm about to connect the wire to. And then I got to find my fat tweezies. And I grab my fat tweezies and line up the wire in there so it goes where I want it to. And then grab the iron, clean the tip, tin the tip, use the tweezies, put the lead there, and then that's not as clean as I would like it. Oh geez, this is going swimmingly. I'm not breaking anything, it's just not as clean as I would like. So that wire is actually a little bit longer than I would optimally prefer. So I'll just trim the end of it just a little bit. And then we'll strip it a little more. That way it's as tight as can be. The first time I did this on my Twitch stream, it went like perfectly. First try with everything, you know? Okay. So now, there's hopefully still enough flux there. Clean tip, tin tip, and then we just attach right there. And that looks good to me. Nice wet joint. And then now we'll just go with the blue, green, and red lines. So grabbing the wire again. Stripping the end of it. I should probably zoom out a little bit for these. But we'll see what happens. So now, we got the blue pad right here. This is B. Whoa. And that via is right here. So same as the C-sink line. Just jam it in the hole there real good. Secure it. Flux it. Clean the tip, tin the tip, and then we'll get this thing in here. Okay, that joint looks absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to demonstrate that I could pick up the board with it every time. And then we'll do this again. So bring it over to the blue, clip it where you think you got enough. And then strip it, and then we'll just go on down the line, huh? So we'll flux the pad. We'll get this. I don't know why, but I'm like much more aware that I'm streaming this than I was the last time I did this. Should get some solder on here. Okay, that one's on there fine, but the joint is not up to my standards. I think when I made this last night, I didn't get enough solder on these pads. It's like just barely shy of what I needed on there. It's a little much. Okay, that one looks okay. But I'm not exactly happy with how it actually looks. Because when I sell these, I take like really close-up pictures. So I make sure everyone knows that I know what I'm doing. And then here I am streaming it and it looks like ass. Not really. A lot of people would be super happy with these joints. I'm just, I'm kind of picky. And I wish I could show you like exactly how they look. I need like a macro lens or something to get really close up. But yeah, these tweezers aren't being nice to me either. Okay. I'm just making it worse. But it looks okay. Like those joints look totally fine. They're just not like super round. So anyways, we'll keep going. I can always go over that off camera if it really bothers me. And then we'll just try and make these ones look super pretty. So, stripping the wire again. A little more. Okay. And then this is for the green line. Jam it in the hole, bend it over and hold it. Beautiful. A little bit of flux on there, get the tip. Clean the tip. Then we'll tin the tip. That one, got that one first try. That one looks really good. We'll bend her over here to the green line. I had too much caffeine earlier too. My hands are mildly shaky and it's bothering me. Okay. So that one's stripped. Get the flux on there. Grab it with the tweezies, and this time try and make this part a little better. Clean the tip, tin the tip. My tweezers are slipping today. I think there's like flux or something on them. So I'm going to clean those. We'll get the IPA. My sprayer's not working very good today. Okay, and then where's my little metal brush at? I know I had it here somewhere. Okay, my little metal brush. Get it nice and clean. Okay, dry them off. Okay, let's try this again. I'll put a little more flux on there. Get the solder ready. We'll go a little tighter on this, so you guys can really see when I fuck up. Okay. There. That's exactly how they all should look. Okay, beautiful. So now we got one more for the RGB portion. So we'll get the wire. Strip the wire. Line it up real good with the hole. Get it in the hole. Hold it in the hole. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then, flux. Cleaning tip. Tinning tip. It's in there, but the joint's not as good as I want it to look, so. There we go. Beautimus. See? Wow. Okay. And then we'll bring this over to the red line. Then we'll trim it. And we'll strip it. And then we'll add the flux. And then we'll get the tweezies. And align the wire so it's perfect. It's almost a little too long. But we'll see what happens. And those look good to me. There you go. So they're good joints. Just not looking as perfect as I would like them to. Now, for what has been the historically hard part for me, running the S-Video portion. You got your chroma, that's the C, and the luma, your brightness, the luminance, and that's the Y. And we tap those from this chip right here. This little sRGB encoder majiggy. So, I got to take off the heatsink for that. So, we'll first take out this one in here. Very carefully. And then these two backwards, right? All right. And then we'll take off the heatsink. Put it over here on the shelf. And then now, I'm going to do the hard one first, which is luminance. This would be this pin right. Let's see if I can just do this purely on camera. So it's this pin right there that we got to solder a wire to. So, I'll show you how I have been doing it. I'll put flux on that pin. And then we'll grab the wire and strip a little bit of it. And I don't know how well I'm going to be able to actually capture this on camera, because I have to focus super hard on this part. But there's a little bit of wire stripped. So we're going to try and aim it in there as perfectly as I can. Clean the tip, tin the tip, and then... Oh, geez, this is going to be hard because I'm usually a lot closer. Okay. Okay, I think I nailed it. It's definitely solid, but does it look completely on there? Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. We did it. First try. So I always bend it a little bit in on top of the chip, and then we route it this way over onto the luminance right here. And then same as all the others, except I can actually use my fingertips for this one. I probably can for the others too, it's just harder. But since I have more slack with this line due to how it's routed, I can usually hold it on there pretty easy. Okay. And then we'll flux. Clean the tip. Tin the tip. Hold it on there. And that is a perfect looking joint to my eyeballs. Still looks good there, and it's routed okay there. And now we'll do the other portion of the S video. So that's the chroma, your color. And it's on this first pin right here, technically pin 12. So same thing, we'll put flux on it. Beautiful. We'll grab the wire and we'll strip it. And then we'll try and masterfully aim it down onto where it needs to live. You can kind of do that. Should be good enough, I hope. Clean tip, tin tip, get the wire in place, tack it in. Oh, that one was beautiful. Yep, nailed it. And then we just route it back to the same place. You can do a little more. Get fresh flux on there. Clean tip, tin tip. And that's a beautiful joint too. So there we go. Mod Dunzo. So I'm gonna clean the top part of it up and then put the heatsink back in, and then we'll test it. And hopefully I didn't fuck anything up. So I'm gonna probably back this down a little bit. Come on, sprayer. There we go. But yeah, I'm just cleaning the flux, of course. Okay, then we'll dry it a little bit. It's alcohol, so it dries really fast, but as you can see, I always put liberal amounts on there because I have a whole fuckload of it. But yeah, just make sure it's mostly clean there, or all the way clean and mostly dry. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up to my fan so it dries faster. So anyways, yeah, I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. My strem's been running really good. That's good. Okay. Still a little bit wet around the voltage regulator. What time is it? 8. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm going to put the heatsink back on there, and then we can give it a test. And then when it passes, not if, when it passes, I'll just clean the rest of this probably off strem and get it super tidy and beautiful looking. Okay, so we'll grab... these screws and put them in there. Okay. And now the hard one. I got it. Don't worry. Okay. Then I'm just going to grab the bottom shell here. And then I'll plug it all in and stuff. But to check and make sure that the one that I did earlier is still working. It sure is. So that's S video, right? Or no, this is RGB or component. Same thing in this case. So I just want to make sure that the S video on this other one that I did is still working. So I gotta find that S video cable somewhere over here. Over the rainbow. I think it's this one. I guess we'll find out if it pops up or not, huh? Okay, you ready? Don't look at my butt. Okay, it's not that one. Where'd it go? Don't worry, I'm finding it while all you can look at is my ass. Okay, here we go. Ready? Look at the screen. Whoa! There it goes. Woo! Okay. So, I will unplug this one. This guy. This is the one I did earlier. Put him over there. And then we'll grab my my fancy flash cart. Make sure the power switch is off. It is. And then this one was S video, right? I don't remember. I guess we'll find out again. Okay. That means I installed the S video good. So I'm going to plug a controller into it here. And then get that off the screen. 240p test suite. I mean, we can clearly see that it's working. But okay. So then we'll switch over to RGB. Because these HD Retrovision cables, they take an RGB signal coming out of the console and change it into a component signal while also cleaning the signal up a lot. So there we go. That doesn't necessarily look very white. I wonder, what if I do this on the cable? There we go. Okay. So R, G, B, all of them together. It's working good. Looks nice and clean. Let's see. What about that? Whoa. Let's see. We'll go the color bars. Looks beautiful. Mod install a success. Beautimus. What can we do here? I mean, most of these are for CRTs, like the scroll test. Check your linearity and all that stuff. How do you change it? There you go. But it's gonna look perfect on this one. There's one thing I wanted to try though. These ones. Beautiful. We did it. Successful mod. So, I think I'm going to call the stream here. Thank you all for watching. And to those of you watching the archive, thanks. I love you. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the flippy floppy. Bye.